Tonight on Connecticut's news station, the woman set to be sentenced today in the death of her husband is found dead in her own home. We're hearing reaction from neighbors.
Plus, an arrest made in connection to a death happening near the Meriden Green. What Fox 61 learned inside the courtroom tonight.
And the president set to address the nation for the first time since announcing he won't run for re-election. We have a preview.
Now at 6, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Good evening and thanks for joining us for the news at 6. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Emma Wolforst. New tonight, a stunning development in the manslaughter case of a UConn health professor killed by his wife.
Linda Bazi was supposed to be sentenced today, but before learning her fate, she was found dead inside her Burlington home. Fox 61's Matt Caron is in Burlington where he spoke with neighbors.
Behind me here on Smith Lane in Burlington is the home of Linda Bazi. It's the home where she bludgeoned her husband to death with a hammer in 2017. And it's where she kept his decomposing body wrapped in a rug in the basement. Today, it's where police came back to, and they found another body.
I order transfer to body in Britain.
The last time we saw Linda Bazi in court was March. The 76-year-old pled guilty to killing her husband, a UConn health professor, in 2017, and then continuing to collect his paychecks.
It was like a kick in the gut.
Bonnie O'Neill lives across the street.
I wasn't expecting, really, that she would kill herself.
She watched as state police descended on her quiet Smith Lane neighborhood in Burlington at about 11 a.m. Wednesday. The same day Linda was supposed to be sentenced for her crime in court.
Yes, we wanted her to be punished if she truly did this, which she admitted to.
Bazi was facing a 13-year prison sentence. State police confirming Wednesday afternoon the body they found inside the home this time was Linda's.
If I was walking down to get the mail, she would turn around and go back to the house until I got the mail and came in. So there was no interaction after the fact.
Neighbors told Fox 61 since she became free on bail, several scared families moved out of the neighborhood. Bonnie says there's no doubt in her mind she killed her husband.
She seemed to be the domineering one, that he was a quieter, like a little Italian man. I'm sorry, but that's, yeah. But she was opinionated.
Her attorney told Fox 61 in a statement she was a very independent woman who was always in control of her own destiny. Bagazi's husband, Pierluigi Bazi, was 84 years old at the time of his killing in 2017. State police have not released the manner in which Bagazi died, and it'll be up to the office of the chief medical examiner to determine the exact cause of death. Reporting in Burlington, Matt Caron, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Thank you, Matt. It's time now for another check of the weather and another gloomy day out there.
Another great one. Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frame joining us now to talk about it. Rach?
We do see improvement in the works as we head through the next 24 hours, and by Friday, the sun is out in full force. So baby steps, we're getting there. Here's a look at the radar right now, which is quiet across Connecticut, but I wanted to widen things out and show you these showers and storms off to the west of us. These are south of Albany, and there is even a severe thunderstorm warning associated with this one. However, I think as the storms move into the gloomy conditions that we have here in Connecticut, they will likely start to fall apart. So we could see a passing shower or two, but I think the storm threat is pretty low. And that is the same for tomorrow, which is a change in the forecast as of today. Right now, we're looking at temperatures that are in the 70s. Overnight lows will be dropping back near 70 as we head towards daybreak. Again, an occasional shower as we head through the evening and overnight hours. And there might be an isolated shower tomorrow, but the trend has been for drier weather on Thursday, which is something that we like to see. High temperatures climbing into the lower to middle 80s as we head through the afternoon. So it's warmer than it has been the last couple of days. And we do notice falling levels of humidity as we head through the afternoon tomorrow. So you wake up, it feels tropical and muggy and humid, but by this time tomorrow, it's starting to feel a little bit more comfortable and the sun is out in full force by Friday. We're going to talk about a weekend warm-up coming up.
Rachel, thank you. Hartford police have made an arrest in connection to a 4th of July stabbing. Police say Jose Vasquez allegedly stabbed a woman on New Britain Avenue. She was taken to the hospital and has since recovered from her injuries. Vasquez was arrested today and is being held on $750,000 bond. And a 2-year-old boy is in the hospital tonight after being shot in the hand and the foot in Monroe. First responders were called to the intersection of Route 110 and Osborne Lane just before 9:30 last night. Officials say the boy's mother attempted to take him to the hospital but pulled over and called 911 instead. We're told the toddler was shot at his home on Wheeler Road. There's no word yet on any arrests. And happening now, protests continue in the nation's capital as Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu visits Washington, D.C.
He delivered a speech to a joint session of Congress, making him the first foreign leader to do so 4 times. But before heading to Capitol Hill, Netanyahu spoke at the Washington Hebrew congregation for the National Memorial Service of Joe Lieberman. The longtime Connecticut senator died at the age of 82 in March after complications from a fall. Besides Netanyahu, speakers included former Vice President Al Gore, Maine Senator Susan Collins, and South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham. Today's memorial was a somber yet joyous service as loved ones and friends remembered not just Lieberman's political legacy, but who he was as a person and the lasting imprint he made on his community and the world. Netanyahu mentioning his friendship with Lieberman, saying he misses him terribly.
He was unwavering in defending Israel and expressed his support literally up to the end of his life. America has lost one of its finest public servants. The Jewish people have lost one of its most noble sons. Israel has lost one of its greatest champions. And I have lost a beloved friend.
And Netanyahu, in his remarks there, quickly shifting to hints at the war in Gaza and the polarization right now, saying Lieberman understood the importance of America's relationship with Israel. Netanyahu then carrying that message over to Capitol Hill this afternoon, where, as we said, he addressed a joint session of Congress. The tone there very raucous, though, with Netanyahu pausing multiple times for standing ovations and at one point a USA chant even breaking out on the House floor. Netanyahu seeking support for the war in Gaza, both militarily and emotionally, highlighting the importance of Israel's relationship with the U.S. He spent a lot of time speaking about the October 7th attacks and justifying Israel's actions in Gaza since then. But Netanyahu also attempting to set the record straight in his eyes, calling out specifically the findings of the International Criminal Court, calling them, quote, utter, complete nonsense.
If there are Palestinians in Gaza who aren't getting enough food, it's not because Israel is blocking it, it's because Hamas is stealing it. Thank you, America, and thank you, senators and House members who continue to support us, continue to support Israel, continue to support the truth, and see through the lies. Today, as Israel fights on the front line of civilization, I too appeal to America. Give us the tools faster, and we'll finish the job faster.
And that last line there, really the goal of Netanyahu's speech, to solidify support from Congress for more military aid to Israel. Netanyahu went on to say Israel will always remain America's indispensable ally. While protests raged outside, there was also, though, a demonstration of sorts inside the chamber with between 50 and 100 House Democrats and about 20 Senate Democrats notably absent this afternoon. Reasons varied for skipping the speech, but many say they were in protest. And Meriden police still working tonight to solve the city's first homicide of the year. Police say 28-year-old Beth Indigwa was shot and killed near the Meriden Green Monday night.
And today, a woman we believe is connected to the case was arraigned in court. Fox 61's Julia LeBlanc was the only television news reporter there for the proceeding, and she joins us now live outside the courthouse with more. Julia?
Hi, good evening to you both. Yeah, we are still not hearing anything from Meriden police tonight in terms of an arrest made in relation to Monday's murder. However, when we did speak with a local business owner, they said they saw a person being arrested yesterday and they believed that person was being arraigned today. So we went into the courthouse, finding 32-year-old Mariah Farrar in a hospital gown, in fact being arraigned on assault charges connected to Nuija's death. As 32-year-old Mariah Farrar entered into Meriden Superior Court wearing a hospital gown, her attorney argues the witnesses in this case can't be trusted and there's no probable cause to arrest his client. After prosecutors described her alleged involvement in an execution-style murder, the judge ruled there's enough evidence for her to be behind bars. After the appearance, Fox 61 obtained this incident report describing a fight Monday night near the Meriden Green, where police later confirmed 28-year-old Beth Nuija was shot and killed. The court documents say a witness told police the victim was assaulted by at least 2 other people, a man and a woman. When the witness tried to intervene, the documents showed one of the suspects drew a gun and pointed it at him. Shortly after, the woman was stabbed in the right shoulder. The papers say the victim then ran across the green with both suspects running behind her. The witness told police the male suspect shot the victim, who fell to the ground. The documents say the witness told police the man shot the victim again while she was on the ground. Both suspects then ran toward the train station. According to court documents, officers found video from the nearby train station where a man in a hooded sweatshirt and sweatpants was seen with an object in his hands, while a woman is seen in, quote, a black hooded sweatshirt and gray sweatpants holding the right side of her neck, running from the area in which Beth was located toward the train station. Officers took pictures of the suspects from the video where people identified the woman as living above the downtown coffee shop on West Main Street. When officers got there, they found 32-year-old Mariah Farrar wearing a dark blue hooded sweatshirt and gray sweatpants. Police also saw she had a wound on the side of her neck. Farrar was taken into handcuffs and transported to the hospital. That's when officers closed off the street and entered her apartment with a SWAT team. Documents show officers found, quote, a silver folded pocket knife on which was a blood-like substance. The court documents say there was probable cause to arrest Farrar because she matched the physical description of the female suspect with a wound on her neck. Now back out here live, police did tell us last night they do believe there is a man involved in this case, but at that point in time, at least, they said they hadn't identified that person just yet. Now, as for Farrar, well, the prosecutors say they believe more charges will be brought when it comes to her in this case. Her bond was set at $250,000, and she's expected back in court next month. We're live in Meriden tonight. Julia LeBlanc, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.